volunteer services, and we're going to find out what she has to offer. Catherine, welcome.
Well, thank you. So it's the beginning of the year, as we all know, so this is just one last reminder. Today is the last day, by the close of day today, to turn in any hours that you may have volunteered for in 2016.
Okay.
And I want to thank everyone for turning in their hours, because we really received a ton of hours, and all that is being entered into a database, and then we calculate that, and it helps us give our awards out. We have a presidential award ceremony next month. That's invitation only, based on hours served. So if you have volunteered for 100 hours or more for the year, then you will receive an invitation to that. And so that's why it's so important. You know, one of the reasons to get your hours in. We like to see what people are doing, and it's really interesting as you go through all what everyone's doing, because you know, as you may remember, we changed our record keeping this year, and instead of signing in a whole bunch of different various books all over the campus, which people are finding that a challenging thing to do, we limited the number of books people sign into. To some of the big groups, but people are able to do their individual timesheets now, which has really helped in a lot of ways. One of the ways that it's helped is that people are able to track those volunteer hours off campus more readily now.
Yes.
Because you think, if you volunteered off campus, what book would you sign in?
Sure.
How would you report that?
Sure.
So it's really interesting to see what people are doing off campus, because our residents here are tremendously active off campus as well.
Right.
So I think that to me was really exciting to see how much people are doing off campus as well.
Now, if you haven't done that yet, and you have some hours you want to report, is there a way to do that through texting or e-messages?
Sure. So the best way to do it at this point, because we really do by close of day want to, you know, end this so that we can get everything calculated, because we have to order all those awards and everything, so we have to have some cutoff date. So the best way to do it at this point, I'm going to be in my office all day today, entering a lot of data, so people can email me or call me or come over to my office and just, you know, give me their hours. If you don't have one of the sheets that's found at all the front desk here, you could just write it on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be extremely detailed. It's really, it goes in that person's personal file, so that it's for your reference later. Maybe in a year from now you want to say, gosh, what did I do last year? I'll be able to pull those hard copies to be able to provide to you. So don't make it too overwhelming. Maybe you ushered. You know, you can say, gosh, you know, in your head, just I usher, you know, an hour, you know, every week. And calculate that, and just say, you know, your year total. That's fine too at this point. So just make it as easy as you can, but we really do want to get those hours in to recognize each of our volunteers. And I know many people always say, no, I don't care about the hours. I don't, you know, it's okay. But you know, we want to say thank you.
Okay, now tell me a little bit too, because I know there's more to this than just recognizing people.
Sure.
Tell us why it's important for these volunteer hours to be recorded.
Sure. So truly, the main reason why it is so important is because it really holds true to our mission statement. We are trying to live full lives here in our senior years, and Green Spring tries to support that. So that is the #1 reason that we want to support people that want to live active lives. The #2 reason is just business-wise. What we, you know, because we are a nonprofit, we do like to see that, you know, it is regulated that we have, you know, volunteers. It's not we have to have so many hours to have a nonprofit. That's, some people think that that's not true. It's just we have to do a head count.
Okay.
But here at Green Spring, we, as always, go above and beyond. So we do the head count that I report each month, but we also do our hours, because we have done this presidential award ceremony for a long time.
I know you have.
So, and it's important to the residents. Those, for our new residents here that are watching that might not know what that is, you'll see people with their badges, and they have these little awards, pins on their badges.
Right.
That's what that is. It's a bronze level, a silver level, a gold level, and there is a lifetime level as well. So that's what you're seeing. So those are the reasons why it's really so important. So, you know, just give me a call. You know, my phone number in my office that I'll be going to right after this is 703-923-3154. And my office, if people don't know, it's at Garden Ridge, and it's on the 2nd floor. So you can come right up on the elevator. It's right across from the Employee Health and Wellness Center, so you can come right in. It's in an office suite. I'll be there all day. Just come and we can talk about your hours. You can write them on a piece of paper. That way I'll make sure that they get calculated.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Good.
Speaking of volunteers,
yes.
You know, just I wanted to put a plug out for, I know a lot of people are very talented and sing. Joe Lombard, who a lot of people know on campus, she's very musical and she volunteers all throughout our campus, very active person. She comes over to Garden Ridge on Monday mornings from 10:30 to 11. And what she does is she plays the piano on different neighborhoods there. The residents truly love it. What we're trying to see if we can have a couple people maybe that sing to accompany her, so that we can do a resident sing-along. It helps residents when we model, when we're singing and she's playing the piano. It's hard for her to, you know, do both, of course, and the staff help as well. But some of our voices aren't as great as some of our resident voices, let's just say. So if someone is interested in that, you wouldn't have to do every Monday. Maybe you want to do the first Monday of the month or the third Monday or a couple. And it doesn't have to be, you know, a solo person. It could be bring a friend and do it. And it's just fun. We do mostly folk songs and some spiritual songs. And we'll have the words there. And it's just a fun time to engage residents over at Garden Ridge.
Sounds great.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Right. Okay. So I don't know how much time we have left, but what else is going on in volunteer work? Sure.
So, you know, we're starting a new year. We have a couple campaigns going on. Some of you may know that each year we help our Crestwood School, which is right down the street.
Yes.
So the Catholic community are, once again, they're very, very devoted and very generous to giving new books to Crestwood students. This is a Title I school. These children are really, truly in need. So I know the Catholic community has taken up collection at masses and whatnot to help with that drive again. So just wanted to say thank you to them. And if anybody's interested, reach out to the Catholic community. Judy Mulseed is in charge of helping this drive along with the Catholic Council. It's very, very generous of them. And I can tell you, if you see these children, these students get these books and their parents, when we gave them out last year, it means the world to them. It really is a great, great gift.
Yeah, sounds wonderful. Now, you talked about Crestwood School. Do you still take a bus over there for people to read to the children and that kind of thing?
We do. Every Wednesday, we have a group of residents, volunteer residents who go over, and our group expanded this year, so we have several residents who drive, and they go throughout the week on other days as well. So that's really a lot of fun and a great outreach.
Right, it is.
I don't know if I have time, but another outreach I wanted to mention is if anybody is interested, March 25th, we're having a program that's going to be very intergenerational. Volunteer programs have teamed up with the programming department, Renee Budd, over at Garden Ridge. And our goal is to help residents at Garden Ridge have a day that they're coming to an event outside of Garden Ridge. When you think if you're, you know, many people are not as mobile as you and I are, and they need a little assistance coming out of Garden Ridge. When you think of how much time they spend at Garden Ridge, it's really special to get out of the building and do something fun. We have a beautiful campus, so we like to have all our residents enjoy it. So we're going to be at Hunters Crossing Conference Center on March 25th, and we are looking for volunteers to help with that. We're doing a theme with Paul VI and some other high schools that are doing the Downtown Abbey theme. And we're going to have a dance. Some of the students will be acting, dressing totally in costume and in character, acting in character. A lot of artwork, a lot of corsages. So we need help with that. We're looking for residents who would like to volunteer to maybe dance, maybe escort a resident over, looking for people who might want to take pictures. We're going to have a red carpet. It's going to be a really fancy affair for the residents at Garden Ridge.
Wonderful.
So, and you know, it's just nice to have students in our community be so involved in that. I think it really
it is. That's
shows, teaches them to keep living life and having a great time and helping others, and it's what we do here.
Well, that's great. That's great. Okay. So are there any other kind of things that you have actually organized for volunteers? I know we have all of our group leaders, of course.
Absolutely. So, you know, my approach is, it's a very individualized approach. So we want, you know, my goal is to help each resident really continue to do what they like to do.
Okay.
So by doing that, if there's a new resident out there that's thinking, I kind of want to volunteer, I used to volunteer, I don't know what to do, just please reach out to me. Let's have a meeting and talk, because it's a vast campus and there's tons of opportunities.
Yes.
And we want to make it fit for you. That's how it's a win-win. So just reach out. We'll talk about your interest and your skills and what you really want to do, and then we team you up with an opportunity on campus, or maybe outside of the campus. Lots of things to do here, as you know. Lots of clubs, lots of outreach, you know, so there's something for everyone, truly.
Right. And I think so many of our residents have done a lot of volunteer work.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
That's so true.
maybe they feel like, well, that's no longer available to me. Now what do I do? So I think making an appointment with you and coming and talking about what is available here.
Right.
help.
And if you have an idea, maybe we don't have that specific thing on campus yet, but that doesn't mean we won't have it.
Right.
You know, reach out, throw an idea out there. That's how the Garden Ridge Ambassador program started, which is tremendously successful. It was Lynn O'Connor who came into my office one day and said, you know, I kind of used to do this, and I used to help out at nursing homes, and I was thinking, you know, some of my friends who transition over to Garden Ridge, sometimes it's hard because it's new, and it'd be great to support them more. Do you think we could have a volunteer group that could do that? And that's how that started. So, you know, one idea, and then we go with it. So throw your ideas out there. We can always look into everything.
To really develop other forms of volunteerism.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope people will turn in volunteer hours. Stop and think how you have been volunteering and follow it up and see if you can't add some of those volunteer hours around here. So, okay, let's see what kind of special features we have for this week or this day.